Welcome to another video. Today I'll be doing something different. Today I'll be ranking the upcoming Mascot horror movies. And yes, all of these are getting movies. You're probably wondering why Markiplier's here. It's because he's making his own movie, Iron Lung. And if you don't know what that is, wait till we get to that part of the video. And I know it technically doesn't count as a Mascot horror movie because there's no mascot except Markiplier. But it's a indie horror game that's getting a movie and it's made by Markiplier, so I feel like it counts. And Backrooms might not be a Mascot horror movie, but I think it counts. And Backrooms was featured in a lot of fan videos with these four. So that's why I added Backrooms as well. And this tier list is going to be based off my excitement for these movies. As you can see on the top, it has very excited, then looking forward to it, need to see a trailer first, not excited at all, and shouldn't get a movie. Basically, every video game is getting a movie. Bendy's getting a movie, Poppy's getting a movie, Hello Neighbor's getting a movie, which I didn't expect. And I wouldn't be surprised if Banden or, I don't know, Doors gets a movie. Mark my words, I already know Banden is going to get like a cartoon, TV show, or a live action movie. I legit wouldn't be surprised if we get a Banden movie. But they make a lot of money, and I already know the reason why these Mascot horror movies are now getting made. It's because of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Five Nights at Freddy's made a ton of money, and it probably made a lot of studios out there more open to the idea of Mascot horror movies. So that's why I think we got a Bendy and Hello Neighbor movie. And the Poppy Playtime movie was announced before Five Nights at Freddy's even came out. So I think that was already planned. Okay, first, Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I won't talk about Five Nights at Freddy's 2 for that long since I already made 2 other videos on it. So if you want to hear me talk about Five Nights at Freddy's 2 even more, go watch those videos. But I'll quickly talk about this movie. I'm very excited for this since I'm a FNaF fan and Five Nights at Freddy's is my favorite out of all of these. The trailer looks good. I hope it's better than the first movie. I hope it's scary and it's just overall a better movie than the first one. The toys look amazing, and I'm excited for the Wizards. The animatronics look perfect. Obviously, I'm going to put in very excited. And yeah, let's move on. Alright, next is Bendy and the Ink Machine. So Bendy and the Ink Machine is finally getting a movie. Bendy, I felt like was perfect for a movie. It just depends on how they do it. I actually really liked Bendy. I never played the first game, but I did watch a lot of videos. But I did play Bendy in the Dark Revival, which is the sequel. That game was really short, but it was actually really good. I enjoyed it, and I wonder what the movie's going to be based off. Is it going to be based off Bendy and the Ink Machine, or is it going to be based off of Bendy in the Dark Revival? I'd be fine with either. I like the story better in Dark Revival. But yeah, it doesn't matter what game they base it off, it just has to be good. So the director is Andre Ovredal. These are his movies, and I've seen Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, and it was pretty good. And I heard that The Last Voyage is also pretty good, so I feel like this movie is in good hands. And the company making this movie is Radar Pictures. These are their movies, and they actually made Jumanji. It has the man himself, Steve, in it. So my hope for this Bendy and the Ink Machine movie is that there will be practical sets. Of course, you're going to need CGI. You can't just use practical stuff all the time. You're going to need some CGI, especially for some of these monsters. But the creator of Bendy, the Meatly, actually talked about this. He made a tweet saying,
"When it comes to the hashtag Bendy Movie, I am a huge fan of practical effects and letting talented performers bring things to life on set. Considering the complexity and fantasy of the hashtag Bendy world, I'm aiming for a combination of both practical effects and CGI polish to pull it all together. We are working with creative people who tend to feel the same. No promises yet. Doing our best."
The man himself said they want to use a lot of practical effects and some CGI to polish it out, obviously. So I feel like that's some good news. If they use practical effects, it'll look amazing, trust me. Especially the Ink Demon. For some reason, I don't know why, this is probably just me, the Ink Demon kind of reminds me of a Xenomorph sometimes. But in the new Alien movie, Alien Romulus, they made the alien practical. I think they used animatronics and maybe a suit, I think, and he looked amazing. So I feel like if they did practical effects for Bendy and made the Ink Demon practical, he will look amazing. And not just fully CGI. Also, look at the FNaF animatronics. But overall, I'm just excited to see the visuals for this movie. Bendy has this like weird cartoonish style to it, and I wonder how they're going to pull that off. Also, for this movie, I'm trusting the Meatly a lot. He's been talking about this movie, and the stuff he's been saying sounds pretty good. He says one of the major goals with the Bendy movie is that people who know nothing about Bendy can still enjoy it. But overall, I feel like Bendy is a really cool concept. I just hope they nail it, and if they do, it could be a really cool movie. Not just a good adaptation, just like the Mealy said, it could just be a good movie overall. And also, this movie could be a great action horror, because in the game you get a gent pipe that you can hit enemies with, and you could have scenes like that in the movie. And for me, the cast could literally be anyone. After the Mealy has been saying how he wants to make it a good movie in general, and he wants to use practical effects, and the director makes me put it in looking forward to it. I would put it in very excited, but we know nothing about the movie. We don't know about the cast, we don't know the plot, we don't even know when it's coming out. I hope it's going to be good, and I have a feeling it's gonna be. Alright, Poppy Playtime. I really like Poppy Playtime. I really like the 4 chapters. There's not a chapter I hate, but there's ones that are better than the others. But there's something that stands in the way of a Poppy Playtime movie, and that's the fact that Poppy Playtime is not finished yet. Poppy Playtime only has 4 chapters, and I think it's ending at chapter 5. But anyways, this movie is probably going to come out after chapter 5, so this movie's probably going to start being made in like 1 or 2 years. But yeah, I'm really excited for a Poppy Playtime movie. I feel like Poppy Playtime has such a cool concept. Just like Bendy, I feel like this could be a cool action horror movie where the main character uses a grab pack to fight the enemies. And speaking of the enemies, Huggy Wuggy would look great in live action. Like, imagine seeing the vent chase from the first chapter in the movie. That would be such a cool scene. This movie can easily be very scary, if done right, of course. But I'm genuinely interested on how they're gonna do this movie, because Poppy Playtime is 5 chapters long. So are they gonna make this movie based off of the first 3 chapters, or are they gonna try to make this movie based on all 5? Making a movie based on all 5 of the chapters would be a really long movie, and there's no way they can add all the toys in one movie. So I feel like for the first movie, they're going to be adapting the first 3 chapters, and Poppy Playtime movie 2 will be about chapter 4 and 5, and then I don't know how they could do a 3rd one. I'm not sure, I'm just saying random stuff, but I'm genuinely interested to see on how they make this movie. And for this movie, they're partnering with the studio Legendary. They've made the Godzilla movies and a bunch of other movies, as well as Freddy's Fridays. I'm just interested on how they make the movie. Like, what is it going to be about? Is it going to be about the first 3 chapters? Is it going to be about all 5? I don't know how you do that. But yeah, I put Poppy Playtime in looking forward to it, just because we know nothing about this movie. At least with Bendy, we have a director. With Poppy, we have no director, no plot, no date, and it's probably going to come out after chapter 5, which is probably in 1 or 2 years. But I am very excited for it. I can't really put it higher since we know nothing about it. But once we get details, I'm sure I'm going to be very excited for this movie. Okay, Hello Neighbor. Now, this one's interesting. I did watch a bunch of gameplays back in 2017, I think. And then when the full game came out, I remember not that many people liked it. MatPat is known for not liking it, and there's like a whole meme about them trying to get MatPat to watch their show, and he never like responded until he made a theory about it before he retired. And also Markiplier didn't even like the game.
Take on Hello Neighbor.
I mean, pretty much the same take that everyone has is that it's bad. And that's what I said, and everyone was like,
But Hello Neighbor is now getting a movie, which I did not expect. They released a teaser video that announced the movie, and the writer for this movie is
Tyler McIntyre.
But Tyler is actually the writer for the FNaF movie as well. So if you like the FNaF movie, you would probably like this movie. I don't know if they'll try to make this scary or like a horror comedy. I'm not sure what way they would go with this, because the games are more like cartoonish looking, not as scary, so I don't know what direction they're gonna go with this. I'm gonna put it in need to see a trailer first. I wanna know what direction they're gonna go with this movie first. I'm not putting it in not excited at all, because I'm kinda excited. I wanna see how they do it. It's just, I'm not really sure what direction they would go, so that's why I'm not gonna put it, higher. Also, unlike the first 2, I feel like this one, it matters about the cast. Like, who's going to play the neighbor? Next is Iron Lung. Iron Lung is a movie written and directed by Markiplier. This movie is the reason why Markiplier couldn't appear in the FNaF movie. But off the bat, I'm going to put it in very excited because of the reasons I'm about to say. First, we actually have a teaser for this movie, Markiplier rising from the blood ocean, featuring some pretty cool music. And just seeing that got me excited. Also, the movie is filmed, but no full trailer just yet, and I think that's because Mark wants to put this in theaters. And right now, I don't think there's any big studio attached to this movie, so I feel like that's why we gotta wait longer. I don't think the studios understand how Markiplier fans are. They'll make sure anything that Markiplier is a part of is a success. So if the studios are doubting Iron Lung, they're wrong. I don't understand. Mark has been talking about this project, and I think he's even learned how to do special effects for this movie. And I heard this movie might break the world record of amount of blood in a movie ever, which makes sense because in the game, you're in an iron lung that is at the bottom of a blood ocean. So speaking of that, let's talk about the concept. The reason I put it up here is because I'm very excited to see the concept of this game shown in live action. This movie has so much potential to be very cool and very scary. So the concept is, a convict is sent to a moon with a blood ocean, and in the game you don't get to see the outside environment around you. So the game is basically the fear of the unknown. But in the Iron Lung, you can take pictures of the outside where you see, bones of creatures. And eventually, at the end, you finally take a picture and you see a creature down there with you. I feel like that could be very cool and very scary at the same time as a movie. And one of the best parts about the game for people is the sound design, which makes it way scarier. So this movie has to have some S-tier sound design for it to land. So Iron Lung could be a fantastic horror movie, and I think that's why Markiplier picked this game, because it has such a cool concept. And the reason it beats Poppy Playtime and Bendy is because this is actually filmed, we have a teaser, and it'll come out probably sooner than these two, hopefully. And I hope we get a trailer soon. Finally, the Backrooms Movie. So the Backrooms is a found footage video series that is on YouTube. I'm saying this like you probably haven't heard of it. It was very popular in 2022. I really liked the concept of the Backrooms too, so I'm very intrigued on how they could do a movie on this because I have no idea. The Backrooms Movie is going to be produced by A24, which is huge because A24 is a really big horror movie studio, and I don't even think they do just horror anymore. And they're working with the creator of the Backrooms video, and it's just going to be based off his version of the Backrooms. The Backrooms can be scary if you do it right, and it has a lot of potential. I really like the liminal space stuff, which the Backrooms heavily uses for its environments. But I really don't know what you could do with this movie, like plot-wise and story-wise. I'm going to put the Backrooms movie in need to see a trailer first. Again, just like Hello Neighbor, I am excited for this movie, but I am intrigued and interested in how they do it. And that goes with the other movies as well. So that's my list. None of them I'm not excited for at all, and none of them I feel like shouldn't even get a movie. Once I get more details about these movies, I bet I'll be excited for them all. Can't wait for the future, and I'll try to make update videos on most of these. And obviously, I'll be making update videos on Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Also, I can't wait for the Garden of Banden movie to be announced next week. Also, I was gonna end the video there, but we need a Baldi movie.